Namaste, beautiful yogis. Today I wanted to hop on and do a quick update about my postpartum and just how I'm doing and what I've been using. I'll probably do a pregnancy must-haves and postpartum must-haves videos separately, and I'll try to do them pretty soon because I'm sure I'm starting to forget things. But I just wanted to do a quick one today and see how it goes, because little Miss Lotus is here and she's been sleeping for the last 2 hours, so we might be getting to her feeding time. She's a very good sleeper in the morning, like she wakes up around 9 and then she can sleep all the way for a while, till probably 1, 2 or so. So I figured now is a good time to show a quick postpartum update and how I'm doing and what I'm using and how it's been going. So I'm 3 weeks postpartum. Last night it was the 3rd week because I had her in the evening, and my recovery has been going pretty quick. I have no other recovery to compare it to, so I feel like it's been going pretty quick and it's been pretty somewhat easy, except for the first 5 days, which were pretty intense. Also I will show you what I've been using and what I think it's has been super helpful, and we'll take it from there. You can post questions below if you want me to talk about specific subjects. So basically, for recovery, I'll first touch up on yes. She's gonna talk a lot. Those are her. We have conversations. And we continue like that, long conversations. Right after I gave birth, for 2 days, I think, because I know it's the most important thing is to avoid constipation after birth, because all your organs are so shocked by the fast removal of something that grew inside of you for 9 months, and it was a gradual process, and all of a sudden you remove it quickly, which kind of shifts your posture, because now all of a sudden the balance is changed. The one thing I wanted to avoid, and you want to avoid, is constipation. So I had prepared to eat just apples and dates right after birth, and I ate that for probably a day and a half, 2 days maybe, because these foods are very dense. They'll give me enough energy. They have good nutrition. They're very supportive for breastfeeding, and they won't cause constipation, which in general happens from the straining of the birthing process. So that was the first thing I did. After that, basically the one thing that I had the most kind of like feeling or discomfort with was bladder, and I got me this is UTI Clear. It's for UTI, but it's in general for bladder and urinary tract herbs that are in glycerin, so no alcohol, and I used that, and it really helped my bladder to start to recover from the trauma. My bladder felt pretty traumatized from the birth, because the baby goes just through it, and in general the bladder has all this weight on it throughout the pregnancy, and all of a sudden the rapid removal of that weight, it just sends a lot of people's bladders into shock, and mine included, and it wasn't a pleasant feeling. This is super concentrated. It's 2-ounce bottle, but it's super concentrated, so it's 80 servings. You have it for quite a while, and you just drip a third of a drop per bottle under your tongue, and it's really it has a little bit of diuretic properties, and it really stimulates your bladder and urinary tract to start working properly. It's a lot of herbs that are for urinary tract, kidneys and bladder: buchu, bearberry, yarrow, lemon balm, old straw, St. John's, echinacea, and bilberry. And I had to use it because my bladder needed that support. I've been using also nettle. Again, I chose to use it in a tincture because I wasn't sure how much time I'll have to brew things, which she has been giving me enough time to brew things. and lavender. In the beginning I had all kinds of back pain, spine pain, lower back pain, obviously contractions, and that was very helpful. Breastfeeding has been going great. I love it. It's been great, except for when I transitioned from colostrum to milk, there was pain in that process, and I freaked out a little bit, thinking this might be a painful experience, and it wasn't. But I think I researched all kinds of breastfeeding positions, how to make the latch better, how to relax myself, and I think me understanding that a little bit of pain is normal made me feel comfortable about the breastfeeding process, because I assumed, okay, we're doing fine, it's how it's supposed to be, to where if I think something is wrong, then I'm tensing, and then probably my breast milk is different, my position is different, the tension translates into the baby, the mouth, the latch, the whole thing. It becomes a ricochet effect between the mother and the baby. So me relaxing and also learning a little bit of how to do the breastfeeding positions was very helpful for the breastfeeding to be a positive experience. For breastfeeding, I'll show you just the simplest thing ever. I tried in the beginning all kinds of things for the nipples, and it ended up that pure coconut oil, this is an amazing coconut oil, raw cold press, and it smells so good. It smells like coconuts. This one just healed my nipples between the initial feedings like you wouldn't believe it. Now I don't even use it every time after breastfeeding, because it healed them so well. I mean, my nipples look better than before breastfeeding. That's how well it worked. That's the weirdest sentence I've ever said. That I shouldn't forget about those two. I've mentioned this before, the arnica on your tailbone, arnica on your anywhere you have pain over the bladder area, helps with pain and quicker healing. And I bought this kit. It's a homeopathic kit for birth, and it has 18 remedies inside for anything before birth, during birth, and after birth. So it comes with a little booklet. I'll link it below. I got it on Amazon, and I'll link everything below because I'm sharing with you the things that were extremely helpful. So for example, it tells you what to use in what situation. So for example, during birth, if the woman is abusive, use chamomile, or however it's pronounced. Absence of affection, angry, anxiety, apathy, back pain, bladder, bleeding, cervix fails to dilate, chattering nervously. For all these remedies there is something. Fear, faintness, contractions, being atonic, flabby and weak, or contractions moving from side to side, so forth. You get the picture. And then after birth, it has a remedy for after pain, for anger, for cracked nipples, for cesarean, for epidural, episiotomy, forceps and hemorrhage, too much milk, inflammation of the baby, urine retention, and so forth. I did have a little bit of urine retention, and I used a lot of these remedies basically for anything I felt, for nipple pain, for just basically I used a lot of them after the birth. And those are small bottles, so basically you get 18 different remedies that you can use for before birth, during and after birth. So that's about like the things I wanted to share. Also my girdle, I'll share that, and I'll try to include that either in the description or at the end of the video, what girdle I'm using, and I find it to be very helpful. Other than this, right now she had about 4 days of cluster feeding during the night, and yesterday was during the day, which was so much better. And basically it's 5 hours of non-stop feeding, changing, hugging, feeding, changing, hugging. And my understanding and my intuition is she needs that. She needs the contact, she needs the small amount of milk. It's communicating to my body what to produce and how much and with what's the nutrition in it to produce. So it's probably quite a magical chemical reaction between me and her. With the cluster feeding, she's getting a lot of touch. So I'm just going with it. It can get very difficult. It got very difficult when it keeps going till 2, 3 in the morning. Then I start getting exhausted, but she started switching it during the day now, so hopefully she'll switch her schedule completely. Now, I tried not to wake her up at all when she sleeps a lot, like 6 hours, or she's even slept for 7 hours. And I tried to wake her up, to just kind of not let her go for over 4 hours or 3 hours without feeding. And I'm kind of torn. It just seems like if I don't wake her up, she's overall calmer and more rested. And if I keep waking her up in segments of time, it doesn't seem like it makes her sleep more through the night. So if you have any suggestions about, I'm not going to be big on scheduling her because I'll follow her cues, but I will incorporate a little bit of my guidance. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I know different things work for different people and for different babies, and for some people scheduling works like magic, for some people feeding on demand. I think I'll do a little more, I will do feeding on demand with maybe sometimes trying to do more feeding during the day if she's sleeping. I already shot a meat lotus video, so I think I'll include her in there, but let's see if we can put the video on her. She's sleeping. Oh, and that's my sea buckthorn juice. She is very sleepy, so I'm not going to include her now because I don't want to wake her up. I'll show you my belly, and let's see. I think due to the girdle, I think the girdle makes the uterus shrink a little faster. That's kind of my feeling. It's, I can see the uterus and it's a little bit, I can feel it. So that's from the side and that's from the front. I didn't get any stretch marks. I didn't get varicose veins. So I will probably, I did things to prevent them. So I'll probably do separate videos because a lot of people ask me if I got stretch marks. At first I wasn't sure if there are stretch marks that I'm probably not seeing, but now I'm pretty sure I didn't get any at all. So I will do a video on what I did to avoid them. I did consciously do things to avoid stretch marks, and I did consciously do things to avoid varicose veins, which is also hemorrhoids and varicose veins are going the same deal. So I'll do separate videos on that. Obviously nutrition and some topical skincare is basically what I did, but I'll do a separate video on that so people can find it when they Google stretch marks. So that's the belly. It's still recovering, and I'm going back to my girdle because I stopped wearing it, and it feels like if I wear it, it presses down on the uterus a little more effectively and also on the tailbone. I feel strong and I feel like I'm recovering well, but I am going to be taking all this time off because I kind of want to do this as I want to rest through this period, because I know you can get prolapse, uterine or bladder prolapse if you do too much too soon, regardless of how you feel. And one of the beautiful yogis sent us this gift, and we just put it up, and I love it. It's gorgeous. That's why I'm shooting the video here. So that's one thing I wanted to include for people that are gonna watch this video probably while they're recovering from birth. Do take the time to rest, and if you can hire help, bring family to help you, or have some help, take that help and lay around a lot. Just feed your baby, play with your baby, and just try to rest even if you don't feel like it, because you can overdo it and you can slow down your progress, you can strain get a prolapsed organ and so forth. In Chinese medicine, they do confinement periods where the woman is in confinement for 30 days, which is a little extreme because it can lead to depression if you're not going out, not walking, not doing anything. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. My partner has been great. He's been cleaning, vacuuming, cleaning the kitchen, just kind of doing the housework. He took a little time off, and his mom was here also to help for 2 weeks after I gave birth, and I just kind of tried to rest. And someone asked me a while ago, how do I deal with not working out as a person that loves to work out? Yeah, I love to work out, and to me working out is just like a thing that I enjoy doing. It's kind of like a physical, spiritual, and emotional, and just hygiene need that I have. It's almost like showering. And I enjoy working out, not just the after effects of working out, feeling good after a workout, but no, I enjoy the process of working out. But the way I deal with not being able to work out now is to just be present, because I will never get to experience the newborn stage of Lotus again in my life. So to me that's a blessing, and I will get to work out for the rest of my life. So basically I'm just being in the moment and understanding that I will work out when time comes. I do have a lot of essential oils that I probably will include in a blog on my website, because I don't want to go through all of them right now. But there is essential oils for stretch marks and for recovering the perineal area, because there is quite a bit of strain and just pressure there after birth. And so there is like oils that are really good for healing trauma and healing, especially if you have stitches and so forth. Helichrysum, frankincense is great, rose geranium is great, frankincense is great even for the baby. I'll try to include them in a blog post on my website, the essential oils that I found helpful and that I love. And I'm sure I'm forgetting everything right now because I didn't write anything down and didn't think of exactly what I'm gonna say. I figured I just will try to update you on my postpartum recovery, what I'm doing, and I'll try to do some videos about my recommendations, and that's about it. If you have any suggestions about kind of dealing with cluster feeding, I'm not sure if we're done with it. Yesterday we did it in the afternoon, which was much better than at night. But if you have any suggestions about that, let me know. I definitely can use some suggestions. Otherwise, I've been just watching seasons on Netflix of shows. With breastfeeding, we started using all kinds of positions, laying on my side during the night, so I'm resting, otherwise reclining, sitting in Sukhasana, all those, and that's been very, very helpful. I think me relaxing with the process was the most helpful thing ever. I actually did get mastitis for 1 day and looked terrible. It was this red hot flaming spot with lumps inside, and I immediately jumped on it, did a lot of remedies, and it healed in 1 day and disappeared, and since then my milk supply regulated. But I probably will do a separate video on this, because I feel like I just literally was able to to address it immediately with remedies like garlic and hot bottle and so forth. So maybe I'll try to do a video on that separately, because if someone is googling mastitis, it's better to have it in a separate video. But I think that's it for now. I'm tempted to bring her on camera, but because she's kind of moving around, but she's sleeping. Let's see, I don't like to mess with her. Hello, my baby. Hello, my love. So here she is. I don't think I can wake her up. She's really asleep. You know, it's really difficult to wake up a newborn. We are gaining weight and eating a lot. She was born 7 pounds 11 ounces, which was average and it was good. I was scared she might be a little too big, but she turned out to not be awfully big, and she wasn't too small either. Right in the middle of what's considered normal birth weight, so that was okay. I will see you soon with some other videos. Namaste.